Gonna try and set up the brightness.
Trying to fucking get people to stop playing your games. Oh, one thing that also makes me mad. Nintendo 3DS. Oh, hey, you've been playing... Shut the hell up! I ain't playing shit! I'm playing Monster Hunter, dog. I gotta put time. You have to, like, plan shit, and, like, I have to, like, mentally think before I go out there. I'm like, fuck, do I have everything? I got all my meat cooked. Got some bombs.
Got all my meat cooked.
Yeah,
some
man.
Bombs.
Gotta prep.
Yep, especially now I'm trying to... Because I got pretty far with this one guy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave this. This is now the start of the episode because he's already talking.
Alright, so there's one guy I knew back in the barracks. This guy, he is a fucking... He's just a... He's a weeb. Like, it's real bad. But I can tolerate him because I've made him...
Wait, what do you mean by it's real bad? Like, is he just, like, really into pleb shit or something? Like,
Yeah.
Like,
Attack on Titan.
Is he real into Sword Art Online?
Yeah.
Of
Him
course.
and my roommate. Even though my roommate is, like, supposed to be this ghetto dude from Detroit. And I was like, I respect that. But then... I'm like, so what anime do you watch? I tried to tell him, like, show him the stuff. I was like, dude, yeah, this is really good, and this and that. He's just, yeah, maybe I'll get around to it. And I was like, hey, man, what do you watch? Oh, Attack on Titan or something, or the fucking Sword Art Online. Just, why? Why do you watch that? Like, watch something better, dude. Like, fuck. Anything that's on fucking Netflix. Oh, yeah, just, like, anime. And the entire time he's sitting there texting.
Yeah. Oh god.
I'm like, dude,
that's what fucking gets me right there, man.
He's sitting there texting the whole time.
Grinds
Like,
my fucking
watch it.
gears.
I'm like, dude, you're just going through the episode. Like, you're not even paying attention to the show. He's like, yeah, I like it. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
You're a liar. You are a fucking wannabe and a fool. Anyway, back to the dude that I had forced to play Monster Hunter 4 with me. I tried to get his roommate to help me play it, and he was just being a dick. And I was like, all right, fuck you, dude. And this dude had, like, I know that there's, what was it? Shade said there's like 400 hours of gameplay on Monster Hunter 4. This dude had like 300 hours plus, still playing it. He had like all this amazing stuff, like from fucking like played with Japanese players, and like they helped him get all this gear and stuff that wasn't released in the American version of some shit. And so he was like, yeah, I'll help you go through the game. I was like, I thought that maybe we would have restarted and like, both progressed together. No, he was like, yeah, I'll help you get through it. I go in the level. I'm already sitting in the town, like, get everything prepared. I eat the meal, too. I'm like, oh, snap. I got my stats boosted. I've got this shit. My sharpness is at maximum, so I just touch the blade once. I go in there. I'm just trying to pick up the items in the thing. He's already gone through, killed the boss. What? We're supposed to be playing together. You're just beating the game for me, dude. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe he'll just be that dude. And then I just let him go through bosses. And I just, like, controlled him. I was like, yeah, we'll just run through this a couple times to get the gear. I was like, I don't want to fight him alone. He was like, all right. And he just did that. And we just played forever. We wouldn't talk because we didn't have anything in common. Like, we didn't watch, like, any of the same anime or anything. I was like, oh, yeah, we could bring up, like, spark interest. And it was just, like, we just talked about work. It was one of those relationships where I was like, great.
Dude, nothing for me is more sad than when I'm around someone who watches anime but doesn't watch any of the anime I watch. And it's like it's so close to being a great time. Like, we have nothing else in common, but at least we have anime, but you watch pleb shit, and I don't, you know.
I even asked him, too, I was like...
I had that shit back when I was at work at fucking Target, man. Yeah. That shit happened all the time.
I even asked him, too, like, what manga he's read. He just, I haven't read any, I just watched it. What? What do you mean? How do you, like... Fuck, you're just sitting on your fucking bed and shit, just watch it. Oh, man. There, you're just like, you see all the people and you're like, oh, maybe they're gonna be in the same stuff. Negative. That is.
Yeah, I had, like, the dudes at my work would always be sitting there talking about, like, video games, but it's always, like, Call of Duty or fucking, what's the other one? Battlefield, or Assassin's Creed. Or, like, any of those, like, big AAA games. And then they talk about anime, and it's always just, like, the big shit, like, big three, fucking Bleach and Naruto and shit, and, like, or, like, Legend of Korra, when that was on TV, people were talking about that, and I'm just like, I have a really broad taste in anime, like, it's not like I only like one or two types of shows, it's just that, like, it just happens that, like, the Billboard top 10 are the shows I don't like, like, it's sad. Me and Victor are always talking about how, like, we're jealous of Attack on Titan fans because they make so much Attack on Titan shit. Yeah. Like, everywhere you go, whole t-shirt rack full of Attack on Titan shirts, all these fucking, like, outfits and tote bags and, like, all this fucking, like, cool shit that they make for Attack on Titan. It's like, well, I don't like the show, so there's nothing, like, I can go to, you could stock a whole store with anime shit, and I won't want any of it if it's all fucking Attack on Titan shit,
So another thing about this game is that whenever you die, you go back to the start menu, and the cutscenes are unskippable. So every time I die on this boss, it's going to be like 40 seconds to a minute of just...
I would never be able to beat this game.
Is there chipping damage, like when you get hit when you block?
I don't think so. But some attacks you can't block. Like there's one attack he does that I just cannot block. Like
he's just Ultra Demon fuckboy.
Were you playing this on the same difficulty when you played it alone?
I'm playing it on normal now. I'd say it's about the same though. I might have been see that one.
So you were on easy before.
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let's hope that you get a...
Yeah, he does telegraph the shit out of his moves, so I guess you should just block really early.
Just hit once.
See that one.
Once and then block.
When he hits
Don't try
that
to
way,
be a hero.
when he hits like swing from right to left, I can't block it. Like I can't.
Well, that's when you should like scoot back and everything.
Speaking of which, I read the Miyamoto Musashi book. What was it? The
Vagabond,
book of the five
right?
fucking...
like the one written by Miyamoto Musashi?
Yeah. And then I was like reading it, I was like, they were like, oh yeah, it's really interesting. And it was just all... It was basically a sword manual. Like the thing I read, I was like...
this game.
What?
Died.
Like I was just reading it, and I was like sitting there for a while. I finally got to the end, I was like, what the fuck? I don't even know how to hold a sword. Like, what? I was like, oh yes, one can be easily, you can easily win fights by holding two swords, but it is too difficult to hold one sword with both hands. I was like, I don't know this shit. What? I'm reading like old fucking goddamn, what's that shit called?
Bushido?
Old scribes from the past of how to fight with weapons. And I don't know what.
Miyamoto Musashi was like the like really old times, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to say
really old.
The old.
How far back was that? I feel like it was the year like 1000 or something. Wasn't he like pre-samurai era or something like that? I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know shit. Clearly, my Japanese history skills are like less than exemplary, in spite of all the fucking Japanese history anime I've seen, and the fact that I've read Vagabond, which is a manga about Miyamoto Musashi.
Mamoru Hosoda. No,
Oshii.
wrong dude. Oshii. It was Oshii.
Yeah.
He did the movie on that. I think it was, what was it, CG?
I don't remember. I didn't watch it. But there is a Mamoru Oshii film about Miyamoto Musashi. And isn't it like half documentary and half story or something like that? And it's just like really weird and kind of awful or something.
I know it was going to be about that. Like, I was literally just reading it because like, oh yeah, read Vagabond. I was like, oh, I'm just reading. It's just about samurai and stuff. And then I finally read the book of the five rings or whatever. And then I was like, all right, I'll just read Vagabond. There's nothing else to read and shit. And then I started reading it. And then finally at the part where it's like, I will go under the name Miyamoto Musashi. I just, what? I was sitting there in my room by myself. What? It caught me so blindsidedly. I did not expect it that it was gonna be that. And yep. And
Miyamoto Musashi was the original Guts. He fought 100 guys.
Damn, spoiling him and everything.
What?
That's
I feel like I know that.
That's like the most famous fact about Miyamoto Musashi. He fought 100 guys.
I have to kill myself now.
Fucking spoiled
I
him.
have to undo.
Hey man, I was
what heard.
spoiled too. I haven't made it that far in Vagabond. I only read like 5 volumes.
Well,
It's
right
pretty-
now I
it's a
just
pretty
want to believe
cool
that Guts did it first.
Event, though.
Go to hell.
Well,
dude.
Miyamoto Musashi did it.
'Cause-
Well, supposedly did it for real.
Yeah,
It must have been
supposedly
power-
he did.
He had that
But-
endurance.
so he,
God
like-
damn.
He is like provably a real guy, right? Like he really existed, but
I think
like,
so.
but like
Are you
the
sure that,
stories about him are
Musashi
like
was actually not Nosferatu
questionable.
Zod? He was untouchable by the blade until one man came along and gave him a cut so deep he flew away.
I will say though that
He turned into a demon.
for me, Guts fighting the 100 dudes is like the moment that Berserk like became a classic to me.
Yep.
Like just because it was such a like, oh my god, he killed 100 dudes. Like
Yep.
the way it's portrayed isn't. It's not like he just did it. Like,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
did it. It was like, oh yeah.
It's like fucking
went through the
40
heart again, like
pages.
fucking chopped away, shot it with arrows. His fucking
Right.
right hand gets like just shot up, and he's like, well, that's fucking God. My legs can't even move, and he's just exhausted.
if you
You're
watch
like,
it in
oh,
the
God.
anime, it's
Will he
like
do it.
15 minutes, and it keeps like fading out and back in, like time's passing, and
Yeah.
people like people are in this like trance-like state where everyone's just like everyone's afraid of him, but they just have to fight him because they can't believe that he's killed so many people,
Yep.
and they're like, it's not possible. He can't kill any more people. They just keep attacking him, and he's just like, I can kill all of you. I can do this, and it was beautiful. Everyone should read Berserk, and then get stuck on the boat with everybody else.
Be in regret. I wanted to start Hunter x Hunter, and then Boy just told me, well, it's been being made forever, and it's not complete. And I was like, I can't bring that. I can't get into that relationship, dude, where it's just not finished. I have to know it's finished. And be like, all right, I'll watch it all.
In fairness, if you watch the Hunter x Hunter anime, I think the ending works as an ending. Like, it's you still want more stuff to happen because you want to know what's going to happen to the characters, but I think the ending of the anime is a good enough ending that you can go, all right, I watched Hunter x Hunter. I don't need any more.
Yeah.
And the next arc of the manga goes in a totally different direction from where the anime ends.
That's what I feel about Berserk. Where it's after pretty much the golden age is done, at the Advent, I was like, that was fucked up. But I was like, I enjoyed that being the ending of just that fucked up shit happening, and then.
Well, I mean, to me, the point of Berserk is that it's about Guts, learning how to keep going after all this fucked up shit happens to him, and how to try to get his life back together and shit. But it just takes too long. It's too fucking much, and it takes too long to come out, and it needs to just end.
Like I said, man, I'm fine with where they ended at the anime, where it's just
everything's
just gets fucked up. Everything's fine. I was like, that's fine. I'm fine with tragedy and shit. And then all the extra stuff, I'm like, I'm not really expecting too much from it. I mean, I want to read it and see where it goes, but I'm like, I'm fine with just leaving it as where everything is fucked and everyone is dead.
I think
I was just like, I'm at peace.
Hunter x Hunter's the Chimera Ant arc, which is 70 episodes of the show, is nothing will ever top that. So Hunter x Hunter can keep going and it can keep being good, but it already had the greatest arc ever, and as far as I'm concerned, it's all right, it's done it. It's done what it needed to do. It has proven itself. It would be cool to have more, but I feel like we're never gonna get more. The dude's he's actually worse than Kentaro Miura about
Jeez.
because Hunter x Hunter's been in hiatus hell for what, 12 years, something like that. Most of its run.
Yeah, quite a long time.
The mid 2000s, he started. I guess the author's sickly and stuff, and he'll take sick leaves, and then he'll just take breaks because he doesn't want to do it, or he's depressed, and then he'll turn out chapters that are half finished and shit, fucking
if you
scribbles.
read it, there's just scribbles. some of his chapters are just scribbles.
Just whatever, man. I'm fucking done.
Literally not even inked storyboards that he published towards the end of certain chapters. So
when it comes to that thing, it's they start it and then they get to a point where they're like, fuck, I don't want to do this. What did I get myself into? A lot of people really like this. What? Shit, man. What do I do for the fans?
Or they just have enough money that they don't need to do that much work and they don't care anymore.
Dude,
Next time on Digi Bros, by the way.
Yeah.
In the middle of a cutscene.
Yeah.
Oh.